Hi everyone, hope everyone's well and welcome back to the channel. Firstly, I just got to apologise if there is a bit of noise having some construction, and sorry for the very nosy shot. I tried to do this and, well, my Gorilla Pod broke, so yeah, that's knackered. But anyway guys, I hope everyone is well and having a good time. Thank you so much for all the love and support on the Leica M10 video. Really appreciate that. I will be doing some more Leica related stuff, especially looking at the images what I got and picking up my favourite images when using that. But today we are going to talk about these. Now these are film cameras, as the title would suggest, and basically why I switched from, well, not switched, more why I took a break from digital to explore film photography again. And just to basically give you, boil it into a nutshell, was I was shooting digital for a very long time when I started with the Nikon D2H, and that is extremely long ago now. And it was 4 megapixels, and it was just absolutely revolutionary at the time, which sounds ludicrous today, but it was. So went through there and then had the Nikon D3, which basically changed the game in our digital photography as we know it today. And basically at the time I was just I was in a position where I wouldn't take a lot of shots, but I would take 2 or 3 rather than just one, like we would be limited to on a film camera for the amount of shots you get. And you're in that stage where you went from having 24 or 36 exposures to unlimited, well, the cards could have at the time. So, I'm talking, CF cards that were literally 2, maybe 5 megabytes. Sounds ridiculous, but it was, or gig or whatever. Now we have 250 or nearly a terabyte now. But from going from 36 to unlimited, it made everyone just kind of not be lazy, but it allowed us to get a lot more shots, to be a lot more, gave us a bit of a fail safe really. You could, instead of going up to where I was in the equestrian industry, like horse jumping over a fence, you would take 1 or 2 shots. You could take 5, 6, 7, and it didn't really matter because at the end of the day, you would just pick the best one. And still people do that today, and if they want to do that, that's fair enough. But anyway, cut a long story short, I felt myself that I was taking too many photos, and I just wanted to go back in the basics, as it were, and just be a bit more limited and think a lot more about my composition again, background, and just bits and pieces. Instead of taking 2 or 3 shots at a time, try and get that one shot that I was really happy with. And this is where the film cameras come in. So, being a Nikon shooter, I had to revisit the Nikon F5. This has been a phenomenal purchase for me. If anyone hasn't used this, I really recommend it. They are a bit pricey now because everything film related is going up. I managed to get this for around, I think it was £240, £240 off eBay. I doubt you'll be able to get one in this sort of quality there. You're probably talking more 450, 500 now, which seems a ridiculous increase, but just how film's going. So basically the F5 is your Nikon D5, D6 of the day. And 36 exposures in this, or 24 depending on your film. Completely automatic film winding and advancing as well. Just click the button and it would advance the film, and when you're done, click these 2 buttons here and it will rewind the film for you. Takes 8 AA batteries through here. Absolutely brilliant. These last an absolute long time. It's ridiculous. And the best thing with this, compared to some medium format cameras I have, when you take the batteries out, it still remembers what frame you're on. I used to have the medium format camera, the Pentax 645. Absolutely fantastic camera and image quality. Every time the batteries died on that and I put new ones in, it didn't remember that there was a roll in it, and it would just completely advance the roll and take it off and ruin all your shots. But anyway, that's another story for another day. So I've paired this with the Nikon 50mm f1.4, and I just think it's a brilliant combo for me, just to go around on the streets and just have a walk around, walking around to a country house or something. It's just a fantastic combo. And again, I prefer to get 36 shots, just then I've got a little bit more leeway into it. I know some people like to do the 24 because it's the price to cost ratio. For me, for film, I give it 36 shots because then I'm getting basically the best bang for the buck possible at the current climate anyway, with film prices rising. So this SLR type body, professional grade body, absolutely fantastic. You can take it out the wind, rain, snow, whatever, and it's just brilliant. Will work with all the current Nikon lenses there going as well. So this is the E, so this has the electronic aperture. So I don't know if you could see that in the camera there, but when I'm doing the aperture ring, will automatically select it all and do it, which is fantastic. Use this from basically a 24mm all the way to up my 600mm, and it has been flawless. For this camera, I think it's about, I don't know, maybe 30 years old. Maybe no, it's got to be more than that. It's 40, 45 years old. The autofocus on it is absolutely fantastic. Like, oh yeah, again, autofocus. So the whole complete automatic package in a 35mm SLR, which is absolutely brilliant. Now, my other favourite one, which I really love, is the very compact Pentax ME Super. This was my grandfather's, which I recently found, and I remember have fond memories of him using it, and now I'm using it, which is a nice little story behind it. Got my little external, my red, which people don't like, but I quite like it. It looks quite unique. Shutter release there, just so with this camera, when you're doing like longer exposures, I really have to find that I have to because I've got big fingers, I have to really angle my finger in to click the shutter button down. So just adding this little extra release button here just helps me with that. Again, this one, it is electronic in the sense of to put it on for the light meter inside, but it has a film winder. So again, when you're going up to a shot, SLR type body, click the frame and then you advance it manually, which again I really like. Kind of gets me in the zone of doing compact photography, in the sense of, you know, I can have this around my shoulder, around my neck, just hanging down my neck, and it's fantastic. So this has been phenomenal. Again, this has got another 50mm on. Really love a 50mm, like I said in the past video, and this is a 1.7. Some of the images out of this are absolutely fantastic. I say that on another side because I shot 2 rolls through this, but I haven't got them developed yet. But I know this camera can take really cracking photos. Just have a look at it on YouTube, Instagram, etc. You will see how good these images are. Again, with the F5, I do have some images, and I will be showing images through while I'm doing this voiceover and video, just to show you what I'm doing. But with the film side as well, talking about film cameras, of course, you've got to talk about the film that we're using. My 3 favourites, I've got 3 favourites, but the 2 that I've got here is the Rolly, and this is the Retro 400S. This is an absolutely fantastic film, really high contrast film, which I absolutely love. So, you know, you're getting the blackest of blacks and, you know, nice muted tones throughout, but the blacks are absolutely solid. So really like this film. Again, 36 exposure. And on the colour film, I'm actually quite enjoying using Kodak Ultramax 400. I've shot a couple of Gold 200, Kodak Gold, and that's fantastic. But the Ultramax, I'm really enjoying for the price. I think I can pick up rolls here in the UK for about £8, well, £9, something like that. And for what I can get out of it, I'm really chuffed. So that the other one that isn't here is Kentmere 400. That is a really lovely film. I like it because it's very muted. So instead of this being really high contrast, you get a good tonal range throughout the whites, the greys and the blacks with the black and white film from Kentmere 400. And that's absolutely fantastic. The reason, again, why I really love shooting these cameras is because I'm limited. I'm limited to the 36 or the 24 exposures that I put in the camera. And for me, having used these cameras now for a good, say 5 to 8 months, I've really started to enjoy photography again. In the sense of, I've always enjoyed photography, but really started getting back to what I used to do. I just set the winder off there. There we are. About, you know, really thinking about the things that I'm taking, looking at the subject matter, going in the viewfinder, making sure that everything is composed correctly. Because at the end of the day, each shot costs money. Where if, say, for example, this was your, well, here we are, the Leica. This Leica, the M10, the previous video that I did, completely digital, but in basically a film M body. I can shut this down now and take, well, if I go into the menu, this has even has a high speed mode. Like, so high speed mode, click that on. I can take limitless photos for what the buffer can do. And it doesn't matter. Where if I use any of these, I am limited and it's going to cost me money. Where the initial outlay is already done. You've bought the camera, you've bought the memory card, and you can take as many photos as you want. I think on this, how many photos have I got? I can take up to, you know, basically 1,050 photos until I really need to worry about anything. You know, we're down to 36. And these are cameras that have got both rolls in. So on this one, I'm actually down to 2 left on the 36. And how many have I taken on this? And I've taken 28 on this. You know, it limits you and it makes you really think and deep dive into your own photography again. And like the enjoyment out of taking photos is what I found. That's probably quite a lot in a very short period of time or long period, depending on how I edit this. But in essence, these are the 2 main film cameras that I'm shooting with at the moment. And if you want me to do a deep dive on either the F5 or the Pentax, please let me know down below. And I will do that for you. But thank you very much for listening to me rant on about film and why I'm sort of doing some, basically getting back to using more film cameras again. Not that I'm giving up the digital at all. Absolutely love it, and it has its place completely. I just think that, you know, film has got a good resurgence, which is fantastic, and a lot more people who never used film to begin with are getting into it, which is brilliant. But I just think it's a good medium to express yourself and also the process as well. So I develop all my own film for black and white. Colour I will do eventually, but it's a lot more fiddly and a lot more involvement in it. With the black and white film, I use a Bellini monobath. So I don't actually use like the fixture, everything else. I just use a monobath, put it in for 7 minutes, constant agitation, and it's absolutely fantastic. Saying that, this is the monobath. So this is the Bellini BW Mono. It's from Bellini Photo. This is absolutely fantastic, and all the black and white photos that you're going to see in this video has been developed with this. It is just an absolutely fantastic monobath, and it just makes film photography, black and white photography, so much easier. You don't have to worry about having 4 or 5 different chemicals and wondering about when you need timings and take them out, etc. You literally put that in, constant agitation for between 6 and 7 minutes. Also, you've got to add, per each roll you do, you add like 15 seconds or something like that. And it's done. It's absolutely fantastic. So again, if you want me to talk more about the Bellini monobath, let me know down below. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.